of toes and an ankle.
Are you able to open that up?
Yeah, there's 2 of them in there.
This is the exact moment cops make the most horrifying discovery of their lives.
Hopefully a once-in-a-career opportunity.
Yeah, because you can never unsee that.
In the early hours of May 23rd, 2019, police showed up at an apartment building on North Maple Street in Sturgis, a quiet little town in Michigan, just above the Indiana border. They had gotten a 911 call about a woman who had been missing for weeks, Kelly Jean Warner.
We're looking for Kimberly.
Kelly?
Or Kelly.
I haven't heard from her in a while. The last time I've seen her is a couple months, and last I heard she's in Kalamazoo. If you guys want to come by another time, just not right now. Let me at least have a day where I can clean up and do things.
Police already feared the worst, but nothing, absolutely nothing, could have prepared them for what they were about to find inside that very apartment.
One of us is fine.
You want to come in?
I'll go and wait, thank you.
I know you know me enough, like...
Yeah, I just...
It's not much, but I don't have... I mean, I got my friend's sunglasses here, but... Not much of anything.
What's in the cooler?
Oh, that's for when the summer comes around. I'm going to have parties and stuff, so...
Alright, no problem. Can you open that for me, and then we'll get out of here?
Well... Not right now, I can't. Like, I mean, I want to save that for later, you know?
Okay, I'll help you out. Go on out.
Well, I gotta
You're detained right now, okay? Go on out.
I'm detained.
You're detained right... Walk out there. I'm giving you the opportunity to walk out there. Do it now. You got anything illegal on you?
So you're on the doorway?
We got a homicide. Found a body in a cooler. Heck.
I'm really feeling claustrophobic right now.
Okay. Well, we could...
Now, this wasn't the first time Wade Allen had been in a police car. He'd been in the back seat more than once, always for something small. But each time, the pattern grew darker. He was the kind of man who lived under the radar. In fact, this apartment had been the first place he had ever rented. He drifted from place to place, bouncing between shelters and the streets of small towns like Sturgis and Kalamazoo. That's where he met Kelly, better known as KJ. Just like Wade, she had no close family nearby, no steady home, and no one checking in on her. She battled with mental health issues that were never properly treated. People who knew her said she had a big heart, but life hadn't been kind to her. She had scars, both the kind you see and the kind you don't. For someone like Wade, that made her the perfect person to pull in and trap. And even though he denied knowing her at first, the police weren't fooled. The moment they caught that sharp, awful smell just outside his door, they knew. Something was very, very wrong.
We're looking for Kimberly.
Kelly?
Or Kelly.
You know Kelly?
Kimberly or Kelly?
From the shelter, maybe?
KJ?
KJ?
Yeah. Kelly, nickname KJ.
466 on stop.
Sorry. Oh, I don't know. I haven't heard from that person in some months. She hasn't been around in a while.
She doesn't live with you or...
No.
Do you know her?
I haven't heard from her in a while. The last time I've seen her is a couple months, and last I heard she's in Kalamazoo, and after that I haven't heard from her.
Okay. Alright. Well, we just need to talk to her.
Oh, well...
Do you mind if we come and look, see if make sure she's not here?
I can tell you she's not. I mean, you know, I haven't got any mail. If you got that, I can give you that, but she's not here right now, I can tell you that.
You don't mind if we just verify real quick she's not in there, and then we'll get out of here.
Or we can
We'll
call.
just tell Kalamazoo that she's not down here, and we can get that wiped off the plate.
I think the best way for me to help you get a hold of her is through the shelter. I got her shelter manager person, and I can give you that information. But as far as here, I don't like just my place is a mess, and I don't like just people coming and going all the time.
We don't care. We see all sorts of apartments and homes, and
Well,
all we gotta do is verify she's not here, and then we can get out of here and be done with it. They've been trying to locate her for a few days.
I've been waiting to hear from her on Facebook, and I haven't heard from her. So that's all I could tell you is try Kalamazoo. Like, she hasn't been here in forever, and I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. Well, I'd really appreciate it if you let us come in and look real quick. We could care less about whatever your apartment looks like.
Signal 10.
I don't know. I feel iffy. If you guys want to come by another time, just not right now. Let me at least have a day where I can clean up and do things.
Okay. Well, here's the deal, Wade. If we gotta get a search warrant, we will. All right.
Okay.
We don't want to go that route.
I know.
That's a lot of work for all of us, including you. So, if we gotta do that, we're gonna have to detain you and put you in the car for a little while. All right, until we get that search warrant. It'll take a couple hours, but we should be able to get it. All we want to do is verify she's not in there. If she's in there, can you just have her come out and say I'm fine?
Well, she's not though. That's the thing. Like, I mean, I can open up and I'll say, hey, KJ, Kelly, and there's no Kelly or KJ.
You mind if I just stand here and look in?
You can. I mean, I don't have her here.
Okay.
Honestly. She hasn't been here in months.
At this point, you could already tell Wade had something to hide. Why else would he ask to tidy up before letting the police in? If he had nothing to cover up, what was the hesitation for? He stalled, tried to buy time, but in the end, he had no choice. He agreed to let them in, but only on one condition, that the officer who entered first was someone he knew.
Yeah, that's basically all we want to do is just verify.
Our bosses want to
Yeah.
make sure she's not here. So
Yeah.
we want to do what we got to do for our job, and then we're out.
And if she's here, we don't care. We could just say, hey, okay,
That's
if
just
she's
what
not
our
here,
bosses
yeah.
want us to do. They
Do you
want
want
us
to
to go
just
check.
one of you then? I just
One of us
That's
is
fine.
one of us is
Okay.
fine.
Do you want to come in?
I'll go in, Wade. Thank you.
I know you know me enough. Like,
Yeah, I just
it's not much, but I don't have. I mean, I got my friend's sunglasses here, but not much of anything. And then I got all this. This is my bedroom. You see?
At first glance, the apartment didn't look much different from any other low-rent unit. A small kitchen, a cramped living room, a tiny bedroom. But the deeper they stepped in, the more it became clear something was off. Trash was everywhere. Rotten food on the counters. Dirty clothes scattered across the floor. And yeah, maybe you'd expect that from someone like Wade. But what they weren't expecting was the cooler.
all right, man.
Myself.
What's in the cooler?
Oh, that's for when the summer comes around. I'm gonna have parties and stuff. So.
All right, no problem. Can you open that for me, and then we'll get out of here.
Well, not right now. I can't. Like, I mean, I want to save that for later.
Okay.
For when the summer gets here. So. But I showed you, she hasn't been here in forever.
Okay. Well, you don't. Why don't you just open that cooler, and we'll get out of here. I just want to make sure anywhere that she could be hiding.
She's not gonna be hiding.
Well, okay. I just need to know that. Okay.
I know Wade's stomach must have been churning the moment that question came out. He knew exactly what was inside that cooler, and he had probably rehearsed 100 ways to avoid this. He tried everything, stalling, making excuses, even asking not to open it. But when the officer asked what was inside, there was nowhere left to run.
All right, man. You can walk me to the front then. So.
All right.
You want to open that cooler for me?
Well,
Can you open the fridge for me? Make sure she's not hiding in there.
there's no point in the fridge either. Like, I mean, it's just food and stuff.
I understand.
You know.
All right. Why don't you throw your shoes on real quick?
Well, I helped you out. I showed you.
You did partially. But you have shoes you can throw on real quick?
Yeah, a little bit. But here, I'll help you. You know.
Okay, I'll help you out. Go on out.
Well, I gotta get
You're detained right now. Okay, go on out.
I'm detained.
You're detained. Right. Walk out there.
You said
I said
get my shoes on.
you're not gonna get them on now. I'm giving you the opportunity. Walk out there. Do it now. You got anything illegal on you?
No, I don't.
Okay, put your hands behind your back.
You got a knife or anything like that?
No.
Okay. Why don't you turn around against the wall real slowly?
Being detained, I'm just.
Just want the opportunity to look the rest of the way through the apartment, okay?
Well, I showed you everything. Here, let me.
Do you want to show me?
I will. I showed you everything.
Why don't you walk back in there and show me then?
But I did. You see?
Can I look in that fridge?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's nothing.
Okay. I see she's not in there.
What do you want to be in a fridge?
I understand that, but we gotta look. We found people in some crazy places. In little cupboards like that, people can crawl in there and fit in there. And I just want to make sure 100% that she's not here, and then we'll get out of here.
She wouldn't have to hide.
Well, I don't know her. I don't know anything about her. I don't know if she's hiding from the law or hiding from her family or what she's doing.
Well, I
so
don't think she would.
I just want to verify. Okay. Can I look in that cooler over there?
That's kind of, like I said, later on in summer stuff, but I'm trying to keep my stuff kind of private, you know?
Well, that's fine. All I want to do is open it, say, KJ, you in there, and then close it right back up, and I'll get out of here. You'll be out of handcuffs, and we'll be gone.
Well, let's have a warrant for the rest of this, and I'll just get detained.
Okay.
I don't understand why all this. I don't know what. Well, can I get my shoes on at least?
Where's your shoes at?
Right over here. I got some.
Flip flops? Or sandals? That'll work.
At least
those are easy.
But yeah, I showed you at least my place.
I left that unlocked.
Oh, I can lock it real fast. Hold on.
We'll leave it unlocked.
One of us will stay right
Yeah.
Do you mind if I wait out here? I mean.
No, I gotta type up a search warrant, so it's gonna take a while. So if we can go back in there and you let me look real quick, it's gonna be all over with. I'll say, hey, listen, Wade is cool. He let us look through his house. She's not there. We'll let Kalamazoo know, and it'll be all done, and then we'll get out of here. But at this point, I'm suspicious that she is in there.
Why?
So, because you won't let me look in that cooler or any other big boxes in there. I didn't see anything else I need to look through, but that big cooler, I'd have no idea what size she is. If she's a little person, you could probably put two of her in that cooler. That cooler was that big. So, basically, I was going to make sure she's not hidden in there. It took you a little while to answer your door, so I don't know if she was...
The reason why I took a while is because I had to get dressed.
Okay. Yeah, I understand that. If you were in bed, yeah. But in the meantime, you could have been telling somebody to go hide in the cooler. I don't know.
No.
So...
That wouldn't make any sense.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me, but you got to understand where we're coming from. We see some pretty crazy stuff. So when we want to verify that somebody's not in there, we'll basically just walk through the house real quick, and anything that we see that somebody could be hiding in, it might be a cupboard door or a refrigerator. We found people in refrigerators before because they take the...
It's not safe for them to be in.
It is not safe, but they think that cops won't look in refrigerators. So that's just how it goes. People hide in weird spots, and we've gotten burned before because we didn't check every spot. So we've had, and I'm not saying she's not in trouble. We just have a job to do. We're trying to locate her, and we just want to say she's not at Wade's place. Clear him from this, and then we'll move on.
We don't check everywhere that she could be in there. We're going to go back. Our boss is going to say, well, did you check there? We're going to say no.
And then we're going to be getting a search warrant anyways. Or coming over and say, please, Wade, let us look in the house.
Just come by.
No, we're out of here.
Yeah.
I know. We got to wait for a warrant because it don't make sense to me why. I mean, I get it. I guess maybe hiding, but it don't make sense to me. That's the part that don't make sense.
Don't make sense to us either, but we got to do our job and we got to check. We can't leave till we check the whole place. So, why don't you have a seat? Nothing illegal in your pocket?
No. Go ahead and check my pockets if you want.
You don't have any knives on you or anything like that crazy?
My wallet's back in my apartment, though. I might need that. That's my ID.
Oh, we'll grab that if you...
Just sit right here if that's okay.
You can sit long ways across the seat, but you got to get all the way in there. If you want to put your back towards the other door, you can, or whatever's more comfortable for you, you can.
Yeah, I still want to get my wallet, though.
Well,
We'll get that to you.
we're going to get that here.
Can I go back in my apartment right now?
Not right at this minute.
While being in the car, Wade became claustrophobic, as he should.
I feel claustrophobic.
Okay.
I really am.
All right,
Well.
you guys can get back right now.
All right, we'll head back there, okay? We'll put you...
I'm really feeling claustrophobic right now.
Okay. Well, we could end this all. You can take me in there and let me look around more, or we can... I've got to take you back and put you in a cell while I'm doing the search warrant. So it'll take a...
I have to be in a cell just to...
Yeah, I can't. We've got to have...
That panic didn't go away when they brought him into the station either.
And who do you live with there?
I live by myself.
Have you lived with someone there in the past?
The only one I had live with me for a while was Kelly Jean.
Okay. And when you say Kelly Jean, do you mean Kelly Jean Warner Miller?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what Kelly Jean's date of birth is?
8676.
8676. Okay.
I'll start with saying that she's hyperglycemic.
Okay.
Alright, so her eating levels are important. She has to have a certain amount of sugars or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I only bring that to attention because I know at one point while she was making cereal, she fainted and really hurt her head, and it really concerned me. Because a little after that, I started seeing impairment issues.
How long ago would you say that was? So just for reference, today is May 23rd, and right now it's approximately 4:47 in the morning.
Like I said, her motor skills and memory were starting to not be at her best.
Okay. When she fell, you described it as she kind of fell backwards and hit the back of her head on the floor?
Yeah.
Where in, was this at your apartment
Yeah.
at 209? Okay. Where inside of the apartment did she fall, and where did that happen at?
Kitchen.
In the kitchen? Okay.
Wade's stories kept shifting, falling apart the moment they left his mouth. And what he didn't know was that the police already had the upper hand. They had already seen what was inside that foul-smelling apartment. They already knew what he had done. At that point, the interview wasn't to find out if he was guilty. It was to watch him lie his way deeper into the hole he dug for himself.
So let's get back to our sequence of how things kind of played out and what happened. So wake up in the morning, she's in the bathtub, she's not breathing. What transpired from there?
Well, it's not pretty, I'll tell you that. Seeing things that I can't unsee, but... Okay, so it took me a while to get some coolers. In the process of that, I would run cold water on her until I got some coolers, because I was like, I mean, you have a lot of detective shows, right?
Sure.
You know, so
They're
they
good.
tell you if you keep the body cold or something, maybe it'll preserve it. I don't know. Maybe I'm ignorant in what I'm thinking, but that's TV, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just I kept cold water running on her a lot.
When you say that, you mean that she was still in the bathtub, I assume?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't move her at all for a long time.
How long do you think a long time would be?
2 or 3 weeks. Like a portion of April. I think a couple weeks.
Okay.
Um,
Sorry, I got my wife is texting me, so I'm listening. I'm just trying to multitask. And
hey, the wife, it's important.
Mm-hmm.
I want her to get back to good health.
Okay.
I've seen her go through some bad situations, and I thought she'd be tougher than that. Like, be able to just. I just didn't realize how much. And I've never seen that woman scream. Never. I might have only seen her cry maybe 4 times.
Okay. What caused her to cry?
2 times was pain related. Like where she got hurt, she cried.
How'd she get hurt? Was it, did she cut herself bad, or was it a broken bone, or?
Just I don't know if I don't even want to really talk about that. I just know that that's the only time I've ever seen her cry.
Okay.
It's twice out of pain,
Okay.
and twice when I left her alone.
You don't want to talk about it? 'Cause did you cause the pain to her? And you can be honest with me, Wade. It's all about getting everything off your chest.
When I left her alone, I know when she cried being alone, I caused that emotional pain. Physical pain. I don't think me causing her physical pain caused her to cry. I think, well, maybe.
Maybe it was a little physical pain from you.
It might have been, but it's only been twice I've ever seen her cry from it. She doesn't cry very often.
Gotcha. She's tough,
And
huh?
she doesn't yell or scream.
She don't yell or scream. She's just tough, though.
Yeah.
Why would she have cried from a physical pain from you? Did you guys get in an argument or something? And
It's just, I don't want to talk about that part. Like,
it's important to get it off your chest.
I don't want, I don't like the fact that I caused her pain.
We would rather find out from you telling us if you knew how she died, rather than finding out from the autopsy.
Right.
If we find out
I'm
from the
telling you-
autopsy that you're not sharing the whole story, like 100% of it,
Right.
then the prosecutor's gonna look at this and they're gonna probably take it up a few notches, if you know what I mean.
Right.
What we want is
the absolute truth. Like,
okay,
physically,
that's what we
I had
want.
nothing to do with whatever happened in that tub. Like, other than that water, okay, I am taking full responsibility for not managing that water like I should have.
Sure.
So those foot marks, she got scalded. That was stupidity on my part.
And with the pressure closing in, it didn't take long. Just a few hours later, Wade finally cracked.
The only, okay, as far as smacking or whatever, the only thing I ever used on her was a belt. Alright, so if they look at the body, we're going to see belt marks, but
Okay.
that wouldn't cause death.
When was the last time you used a belt on her?
a day or two before. But
Before she died?
yeah, but that couldn't cause death.
I wouldn't think it would. So yeah. Why'd you use a belt on her?
Because I didn't want to use hands.
Okay. What did she do to deserve the belt?
Oh, it was her coming back type thing.
Okay. So it was punishment to her.
But that's my point. I started using the belt because I didn't want to use hands anymore.
Okay.
That's why I'm not saying it's that much better. Okay, I shouldn't be physical anyways. But when you were asking about this whole backslapping thing,
Mm-hmm.
I stopped using hands a long while ago.
Okay.
With her, it's a belt. You're going to see the belt marks. When you guys get the autopsy, I want that to be known.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
belt.
we need to know about that. That way we know where it came from. Yeah. Any other markings or bruisings on her body that we should know about that we can justify as where they came from?
Nothing that else comes to my moment. I just know belt marks.
Okay.
Look for that. I
Okay.
know there's that. And then, like I said, when she fell, look for maybe some kind of blood on her brain. Because it took her the 2 weeks to start to lose all those functions. And if brain damage takes a while for it to take effect,
Do you think you were any cause of that brain damage in any way?
that fall
By
is different.
what's that?
When
Okay.
I saw her fall. And the thing is, I don't know how often that happens when I'm not there. So to answer that, I know I didn't cause that brain damage.
Okay. How often did you scold her with the belt or with your hand or whatever?
It was only really the belt anymore.
Okay.
And
Okay. Well, thanks for sharing that with us. So.
I mean, I stopped using hands. Okay?
Okay.
And I'm not saying I'm any much better, but I just don't see how it could cause death. I don't know what caused her death.
Okay. We're not going to find any belt marks around her neck, are we? That's just a question I got asked as she's been asphyxiated by a belt.
I don't think you all know.
What if we do?
I don't think you should be finding things,
Okay.
but
Where's this belt at?
it's in the house.
Where would it be in the house?
Like where my chair is,
Yeah, in the living room?
the living room to the left by my clothes pile.
Okay.
I'm just saying this because I don't think it would have been a cause of death.
You don't think asphyxiation with the belt would have been a cause of death?
Well, that would be, but I'm saying the whole.
Okay.
You're going to see only marks on the back of the neck or the back of the shoulders or something like that.
Okay. All right, man.
It's not going to be the front,
Okay.
because that would be asphyxiation, but
Yeah.
back, shoulders.
Back at the apartment, even officers trained to handle the worst had just witnessed something beyond anything they'd ever seen. This wasn't just another crime scene. This was the worst of the worst. But that blue box wasn't the only one. In the bedroom, they found another cooler, hiding the same kind of horror.
So this cooler is what we think might have the other parts in it. I saw some toes and an ankle. Are you able to open that up? Yeah, there's 2 of them in there.
Even with all the evidence, 2 coolers, a dismembered body, and a room full of decay, detectives still needed a witness, someone who could help connect the dots, especially since Wade wasn't confessing to anything. So they turned to the other person who might know the truth, the man who made the 911 call. Wade's best friend, Stephen. And what Stephen Russ told them, it cracked the entire case wide open.
You know Wade Allen?
Yes.
Okay. How do you know Wade Allen?
I've known Wade for almost 10 years. That's pretty much how long I've been here in Michigan.
Do you know a girl by the name of Kelly Jean Warner Miller?
Yes, I
Also
do.
goes by KJ?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and how do you know her?
Her and Wade had been dating for off and on about 2 years.
So the whole case came to light when Central Dispatch got a call regarding Wade and KJ. Do you know about that call?
Yes, I do.
Did you place that call to Central Dispatch?
Yes, I did.
Okay, what was that call in reference to?
My family was getting very scared of him, and it was to the point that they couldn't even sleep, so I had to do something.
Okay, and why is it that they were getting scared of him and couldn't sleep?
He kept making comments about killing and cutting up our friends. Came to me one night on Facebook saying that he was really scared and that he had done something stupid and now needed someone to talk to. He said that he had hit KJ, as he's done numerous times, but this time she hit her head on the fireplace, the mantelpiece of it, and that she had stayed like that for a couple days, and he knew she was alive, but she wouldn't eat or nothing like that. He said that he took a torch and would torch some of her body. I don't really want to mention which parts that he was talking about, but
do you mean that like her private areas?
Yes.
Like her breasts and her vagina? Okay.
Just to see if she was still there, I guess. He wanted us to help him move the body with the car, and we both told him no, that we can't do that. And I was like, you know, you're one of my closest friends, and I'll keep your secret for you, but obviously I couldn't. Like I said, I didn't want him to get in trouble, but, you know, the more I thought about it, KJ needs justice more than anything.
Right. So Wade told you that he struck KJ and that she hit her head on
the fireplace. I don't know if it's a fireplace or a mantle.
Okay.
Something. It was protruding concrete.
And then she fell to the floor, I'm assuming? And he just let her lay there?
He said that he put her in the tub, and eventually, after, you know, that's when all the burnings and everything was, eventually he got a saw and cut her up and put her in coolers, and his plan was to dispose of the body, and that's when he asked me if we could drive him around, and we told him no.
Stephen's account wasn't the only one. As it turned out, several neighbors also had something to say about Wade and KJ's relationship, and none of it was good.
I was kind of scared to run away because I was scared of him for a little bit.
Why?
Probably because I've been through domestic violence, and I thought, I don't want this guy in here alone with me. Even though I'm old, it don't matter. And he would mention sex a couple times.
Did you get to meet Kelly?
No.
Did you ever see her when she was with him? Never saw her?
I just saw her that time. Her head popped out. I don't even like saying that.
The coffee incident, we'll just call it that. That was the only time you ever saw her?
Yes. And I thought to myself, why is that girl staying with him? He hits women. You know?
Did he tell you he hit her?
No.
And what type of relationship did you guys have?
It started off as friends and we were intimate.
Okay. How long did that relationship last for?
3 months.
Violence from Wade towards you?
No. There was one incident, and that's when our relationship ended.
Okay, what happened then, if you don't mind me asking?
So...
And again, if I ask you a question and you don't want to answer it, you just tell me and we'll move on to something else.
No, I love that you're here.
Okay.
I am glad that he's in jail, because I'm scared that he's going to be here. Like, if he wasn't in jail, I have a message that he called me on Christmas. He calls me every Christmas.
From the jail?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it should have been me that died.
Why do you say that?
Because he called me all the time. Like, if I wouldn't have ended things when I did, that would have been me. And that's terrifying to me.
So what happened that ended your guys' relationship?
Okay, so my kids had just started school again, and I needed to be home with them, and so I couldn't do whatever he was asking me to do, like pick him up or something.
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up showing up here.
Here at this house?
Yeah.
How did he get here? He didn't have a car?
No, he lived in Hamilton from July, August, and he left early September, and this was when he left.
Okay.
18?
Yeah. So he moved here the first week in July of that year, and he lived in a tent, like, in somebody's backyard. Mm-hmm. And then, so he was in this town.
So then that was 2019? 18?
18 or 19.
Okay.
Because it's been, yeah, something like that.
Okay.
So I couldn't do whatever he asked me to do. So he showed up at my house, and he wanted to go to Kalamazoo.
Okay.
Because that's where he was from,
mm-hmm.
and he wanted to go home because they were dealing with some issue, like they needed, I don't know, he felt like he needed to be there. But I had my kids, and I could not take him. Mm-hmm. And he started a fight out here, and I finally was like, okay, just get in the car, like, I'll take you just to get you away from me. And my kids were in the back seat, and he was in the front seat with me, and we were driving towards Kalamazoo, and he realized that I was going to leave him there.
Mm-hmm.
And he said something, and I just put my hand across. I didn't even touch him. I just was like, stop, like, just stop, my kids are right there, like, you're freaking out. And he told me that he would break my fucking arm if I ever did that again.
Hmm.
And I didn't even touch him.
Just kind of did the, like, hey, ease up kind of thing. Yeah.
And so my daughter she's a diabetic, and
mm-hmm.
she started, I didn't know at the time, but she was like, Mom, my sugar's going low. But she was just faking it to get back home.
No.
And
smart girl.
Mm-hmm.
So we turned back around, and I'm like, okay, Jody's going low, don't say anything else. Like, I need to get her taken care of. Let me just get us back to home.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got us back here. My kids got in the house. I got away from him, out of the car. And he's like, just get back in the car and take me. And I'm like, no, I'm not getting back in the car. And I put, like, a bicycle and a chair between us, and
mm-hmm.
I wouldn't let him get close enough. And he's like, no, I'm not going to hurt you. Just come here. Let's just figure this out. And I was like, no. You need to find, like, somewhere else to go, somewhere, like, get away from me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want anything to do with you. And he ended up finding a ride from the Love Inc. place down here on 134th right here.
Okay.
And one of the guys from there brought him to Kalamazoo.
Mm-hmm.
But when he left, he stole my phone. So I was like, I didn't know that right off the bat. But I'm like, where's my phone? And then he had taken it with him. So
but while the interviews gave investigators a clearer picture of Wade's behavior, they still didn't answer the biggest question of all. What really happened to Kelly Jean Warner that night?
And what did Wade tell you that he did to Kelly?
He basically told us that he tied her up and put her in a closet while he would go to work. And he gagged her with a screwdriver and a horse rag, and he would put a horse rag around into the screwdriver and made it like a horse bit. That's why he wouldn't have to take the bit out of her mouth, because he could wet the horse rag and give her water, so he'd keep her tied up longer without having to untie her.
Okay, so when he tied her up and put her in the closet when he went to work, is that when she was
alive?
Still alive and normal? And yeah. Okay. And then he said he put a screwdriver.
Yeah, he said he did it like a bit, but he wrapped a horse rag around it.
And what was the purpose of that?
So she couldn't yell and scream. But he said he did the horse rag so he could put water on it, so she could suck water out of it when he was at work, so she would be dehydrated.
Okay. What else did Wade tell you?
He said when she got to be submitted to that, where she would just let him do it without having to fight him, that's when he started taking the torch and burning her. He said he burned her nipples and her clitoris, and then he took the screwdriver and forced her tongue out and burned her tongue and lips. Because he said if she was ever going to cheat on him or leave him, that she wasn't ever going to be able to feel any kind of pleasure if it wasn't from him.
It wasn't Wade who came clean to detectives. Instead, the chilling details emerged from two inmates who shared a cell block with him.
Tell me what you want to talk about.
Basically, he was all talking about how she wouldn't eat, and that he was beating her with his hands, and she fell, hit her head, and she was on the floor, never woke up. I guess he said that she was like in a coma of some sort, that he had put her in the bathtub, turned the hot water on full, and thought that she would wake up herself, and just left her in there to scald the shit out of her. That he quit beating her with his hands and started using a belt to beat her in the back and stuff, trying to wake her up and everything. He decided that he'd quit hitting with his hands and use a belt so that way the bruises wouldn't be there when if she died or whatever. And that he kept her in, he tried to put her in a cooler that he went and bought, and she wouldn't fit, so he went and bought a Sawzall, chopped her up so she'd fit in another cooler, in that cooler, and then sold the Sawzall to a friend of his, or traded it for a VCR, and he was bragging and laughing about it the whole time, which was the disturbing part. And that he would have his friends over after he'd go to work, and he'd then go play whatever games while she's laying on the floor, and that she was stinking and stuff, and that's why he put her in the tub. And he was bragging about how she was growing mold, and how he would offer his friends to look into the coolers, that they were sitting smoking pot, they were sitting on top of her, and he'd laugh about that and thinking it was funny. And just his laughter about it, his smiling at me, and I don't know why he confided in telling me, or why he said anything to any other people. But he would sit and watch Criminal Minds and talk about, if I had it all, I wish I'd have watched this and I could have done it differently. The way he talked, it seemed like he has done it before. This wasn't the first chick.
Okay.
And
I just want to slow down and back up here. Just take a breath.
Yeah, it gets me going, man.
Right? No, I get it. I mean,
it messed my sleep, but it's tore me up, man. Just
hopefully after we talk today, you'll be able to get some sleep and stuff in.
Sorry.
So take a breath.
I've been excited to be able to talk to you too. So.
Okay.
Wade, thinking he was safe behind bars and maybe even enjoying the attention, began to talk. And what he revealed wasn't just disturbing, it was haunting.
So can you talk to me about what you and Wade Allen, conversations you had, things that he might have disclosed to you?
Yeah, he definitely told me about torturing Kelly Jean. He told me all about Kelly Jean, how they were together for quite a while or whatever, and as I'm ministering the gospel to him, and I think that's why Sergeant Hasbrook told me he was going to come in, because he needed something that I had, and the only thing I found is Christ since I've been here. So as I was ministering to him, he was kind of opening up to me, and he admitted that he had burned. He used a torch lighter to burn Kelly Jean's nipples and clitoris off.
Used a torch lighter to burn her what?
Her nipples and her clitoris off, her female parts.
Okay.
And I asked why, and he was just like, he didn't tell me right away, but eventually he told me that it was because she ended up being with other guys when he was with her, and that he was just had so much pain and he just couldn't let it go.
What else did Wade talk with you about?
Just that how he was a homeless guy and how he would just travel all over pretty much and sleep in camps and sleep in shelters and in woods and stuff.
Did he tell you where he was staying at when he burned or used the torch to burn Kelly?
Yeah, that was that apartment they was at in Sturgis. And he told me how he went to go and get the coolers and all that stuff to dispose of her body and stuff.
What did he tell you about that?
He showed me, and I read his police report, but he told me that he said that he don't know why she died, but that he thinks it's from a fall, a nasty fall. She took a nasty fall or whatever, and then slowly lost mobility or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't know if he was lying or what, because who tortures somebody and then you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Says that she took a fall. So I mean, he didn't tell me that he killed her, but he was saying that he tortured her definitely before she died.
But the story didn't end with this confession. In the months that followed, Wade was charged with multiple felonies, including second-degree murder, dismemberment, and mutilation of a dead body, and later, attempted SA of another inmate during his time behind bars. Prosecutors had a solid case. Between the forensic evidence, the eyewitness testimony, and his own twisted admissions, it was all laid out. In January of 2023, Wade Allen stood in court and entered a plea. But he didn't plead guilty. He pleaded no contest, a legal move that meant he wouldn't admit to the crime. But he wouldn't fight the charges either. It was a way of acknowledging the evidence without speaking the truth aloud. To the court, though, it was enough. And then came sentencing. The judge didn't hold back. Wade was sentenced to 39 to 60 years for second-degree murder. On top of that, he received 2 to 5 more years for attempted dismemberment and another 3 to 5 years for the SA charge. These weren't served at the same time. They were stacked, consecutively, guaranteeing that Wade would never walk free again. Not in this lifetime. During sentencing, Wade spoke briefly. He said he wished he had cared for her better, but there was no apology, no ownership, no explanation for the 2 weeks he spent living among Kelly's remains. Just a hollow line that rang even colder in a room full of people who knew the real story. Meanwhile, the community of Sturgis was left shaken. People who had once shared walls with Wade, who walked past him every day, were horrified by what they'd learned. Neighbors remembered Kelly as kind but troubled, a woman who deserved help, not harm. Her death and the way her body was treated sparked outrage and heartbreak across the state. The apartment on North Maple Street was eventually emptied, cleaned out, and closed off. But no amount of bleach could erase what had happened there. For many, it became known as the Cooler Apartment, a place where the unthinkable happened, and where silence, once again, nearly let a killer get away. Even after the trial, legal challenges continued. Wade's defense tried to argue that part of the evidence, the first cooler discovered without a warrant, was unconstitutional. But the courts upheld the conviction, citing the good faith exception, saying the rest of the investigation and arrest were valid. But what about Kelly Jean Warner? She didn't have a family fighting for justice in court. She didn't have the spotlight. What she had was silence. But her story, this story, matters. Because behind every headline, there's a human being. Someone with dreams, fears, and a right to live. Today, Wade Allen remains in a Michigan state prison. His earliest possible release date? The year 2062. By then, he'll be in his 80s, if he survives that long. But Kelly will never get a second chance. Her voice was taken, her future stolen. So if there's one thing to take from this case, it's this. When someone disappears, speak up. When something feels off, report it. Because justice doesn't always come with flashing lights and perfect timing. Sometimes it starts with a single voice, one call, one friend who refused to stay silent. Now I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think really happened inside that apartment? And do you believe the sentencing was truly just? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you've made it this far, be sure to check out this next video. I think you'll enjoy it. Thank you once again for watching.